Again, this is Old Man PHP. I create PHP video tutorials for you guys who want to learn a new skill and compete with the young crowd. This is the same video from the last video, which is video 90. This is a continuation. I was in, I'm on my dog and needed to get walked, so I had to cut the video short. This is where we left off. We were talking about encapsulation, classes, properties, right? Public, private, protected, the construct. We talked about that already, right? And objects and classes, blueprints, you know that, right? Encapsulating, all the good stuff there. But this is where we left off. We were like, oh yeah, we were doing the, excuse me, implementing, and of course, what is it? In the interface, you know that one? And how we were like, you have to create the interface. Interface can have a lot of methods, and if you wanted to, you create a whole bunch of public function methods here, and every time you implement a class that's going to use this interface, you will have to make sure that at least there is inside here one of the methods that you're going to be using, which, as you can see, this may sound. Now I left off at the very, let me see what I was doing. Oh yeah, we did the cat, the object cat, dog, and horse and mouse, and of course we ran an array to run the actual sound for each of those methods. So when I was talking yesterday, I was going to continue with something else, because this part right here is actually done. So what I would like to do is, did I even get this? Let me see, where's the, okay, right here. Let me kind of stop right here. And we can go right here, continue that, now everything, oops, everything is calming down now, and I kind of start fresh again. Because we want to do the same technique, same thing, I just want to do something completely different. Interfaces declare when you do the interface keyword, right? So we're going to do it again. Let's see, we're going to say interface, maybe I should have these, we're going to do shape, right? We're going to say this is a public, because it should be public. Fun methods. And we're going to say calculate area. Did we do this already? Seems familiar to me. Let's cut this off a little bit more, so it become decent. Interface shape. Okay, that's cool. We can do that. Then we're going to do another one. We're going to say we're going to create a class, right? Which we're going to use. Do you know how you do create a class, and then your main class, which would be the parent class, and then you say you create another class, and you want to extend to that class? Well, this is the same, kind of like the same idea. Okay, but instead of class, you're actually hitting like different methods that you're going to be using, and then every time you implement something, you got to make sure that one of those functions, or methods that are inside the interface, you're using it. And I'll show you what I mean. Let me see. Let's do So go see, this is how you do it. Remember I showed you that already. And implements. We're gonna do what is that? Shape. Boom, boom. Okay, right here. That's what right. Yes, I did. And then we're gonna say I want to do a public because I want to, you know, assign a. Let me see to the radius. There's radius. And then we're gonna do another one, another method, and this is gonna be the construct. Remember that? Oops. Need that space. Construct. And within the construct, we're going to put this information right here. Remember, there's the two different ones. We don't have to call it that. This is not this. Okay, remember that? Now remember that this keyword, that means that you're using this information, which is this. Let's copy this. Like that. You know, there was a thing that I wanted to show you before. And guess what? It'll come. It'll come. Let's see. Now this is this here. This is this here. Even though they have the same name. And you already know that I kind of made it different. On the other example, right? I changed the actual name. So let's do another function. We're gonna say that it's a public, not a function, a method, I'm so sorry. And then you're gonna say calculate the area. And then what should we have here? We should say, I want to return, like just like we've done with the other ones. I want to return this, and this would be m underscore pi asterisk. Then you're going to say this radius times value dollar this radius. Little space there. Let's see. Ooh. Sure, I have another one. Yeah. What the heck? Let's see. This one belongs to this one, right? Let me see. Yes. So let's close this up a bit. Now, but I want to. So this class is going to implement this method to it. Okay. And this is part. That's part of that. Let's put a little space there. Then we're going to create another one. We're going to create a class. I'm going to call it, why not, rectangle. And we're going to implement the shape. And then what we're going to do, we're going to create public $width. Then we're going to create another one, public dollar, yes, will be height. Then we're going to create the construct, right? Which is function underscore construct. And then within those parentheses, let's see, don't know yet. I guess just because we're going to keep, so I don't get myself confused, we'll do this. Like that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to say, well, this width will be equal to dollar width. That's more. Show date. Okay, that's very good. Now what I want to do is calculate the area. It will be boom, boom. That's all you see anyway. It's crazy. Calculate area. Maybe I put a return. Right? Let me see. Let's put a return. We're going to say width. What is it? Asterisk dollar. Height. Let's do space. Spacing it out so that way we can see it better. And now we're going to create the object, right? And then what we're going to do is we're going to create another object, the object for, let me see, did I misspell this? Boo boo. Right. Rectangle, yeah, it's about the same thing. It's a dollar. We're going to say circle. New. Circle. We're going to put a, I don't know, let's see. I have to think about that for a second. Let me see. Rectangle, new, rectangle. It'll probably fail. Yeah. But that's okay because we're going to be fixing it together. And that way you also learn. Let's see what we got here. Did I misspell? There's something. Well, I was gonna put, did I? Let me see. I did a shape. Did I spell? Then I did a. Let me see. This class, and then you got rectangular class. Now you want to call. You're gonna build. There's something not working here. There's something. I think what I. Wait a minute. This. See? I forgot to close the class. Isn't that strange? How did I do that? I don't know. It's just a. How about if we put a 5 right in here? Wait a minute. What's going on? Let me miss this out. Wait a minute. What's this belong to? That shouldn't belong to anything. Wait a minute. Maybe that's what that was. Let me see. This belongs to this one. This one belongs to this one. Right? And this one belongs to that one. That one belongs to that one. Okay, that's fine. This one belongs to that one. This belongs to that one. This belongs to. See how you click on it? Gives you this little indication. And then this one belongs to that one, right? So that means this is nothing. That's what happened. I made this is weird. So now the function we accept 2. How about we say that Let's print these things out. So we're gonna say, let me see, what spaces do we have here? Yeah, I forgot to mention all the wording. I was supposed to keep up with the wording. Yeah. But over here, don't forget. Array. Make a, we're going to say this is a loop. I want to be sure because I want to keep this to make sure you get it right. Let's see if we save this. It's not going to do anything basically. Let's see. Let's have to go back here to blank. Yeah, because I think close it up over there. Alright, so we're going to do this. How about if we create a function to print this sucker up? So this is like a normal function because it's not within the class. This is just me doing this. Regular, let's do this. And then what happens is, how about if we say double function accepts any object. See, we could be done too. We can actually send the object implementing the shape. Let's put a space here. So what we're going to do within this here, we're going to say, hey, I want to use shape, right? Where's the shape at? Shape. I had a shape here. Oh, here it goes. I'm going to use the shape from the interface. That's what that is. So let's say I want to do the shape from the interface, right? And I want to do the shape. Let me see. Remember, it's just a function, so it's not doing anything right now. So I need to take a look real quick. Okay, let's see what we got here. Alright, so within that I want to echo out area. There's a little space there. Dollar. See, look. Shape. I gotta be sure I'm doing this right. Hold on 1 second, man. I gotta think about this. Alright, let's see. I got I do this a lot, but you know, sometimes I don't do the interface a lot, so I have to kind of give me a second. Okay, the interface is the shape. It's going to use this, right? Now you're going to do circle to implement the shape, right? Okay, so that will be the calculator inside circle. Basically, that's what that is. Then you create a area called Babadu. Actually, I'll explain that in a second. Alright, let's see. So then you create the two objects. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to say the shape is going to be calculate area. It is a method, right? I'm going to put a little BR Maybe another one, BR. There you go. So it says that it's going to use this shape, and now I'm going to call it, right? Hopefully it works. So let's see what I'm about to do. We're going to do, see how you did the circle? See, right now you, okay, hold on. Let me just write it up. To the old guys who want to learn this stuff, man, anybody can learn from this. You know, my friend that got me to start doing this, he's doing good. He got himself a spot. He's not like the junior guy. He's more like the assistant to the one of the guys, the senior guy, or in the junior, but because he has learned all the basic stuff of this stuff, the actual PHP stuff, he does he helps out make sure that everything is spelled right, and I don't know, like a copyright person that kind of takes your manuscript and stuff and checks your stuff out. He does that. He does that. It's kind of like a helping hand to speed up the process, and he's doing okay, man. And I'm not supposed to say this, but he mentioned something about he's making $75,000 a year. I know younger guys and they're like in 90, 100,000, but for him, as an older guy, he's happy. He doesn't want to retire, so he wants to. So for him to do these kind of things is kind of good. I'm happy for him. I follow in his footsteps though, because actually I have a project coming up soon for a e-commerce, but I'm still going to create the video, and I probably will show stuff about it. Of course I'm not going to show the important things like bank stuff and all that, but I'll show you some stuff. This is going to be done using WordPress. Excuse me, but I will be showing you the PHP stuff. Okay, so basically what I'm doing is I created these two things, right? Now this is what, okay, let me put it here. Invokes both functions, because it is outside. Let's put a little space. How about a little space here too? So I'm going to be invoking this guy, and he says, by you putting this in here, you're telling this function that we're going to be using to implement what is that? The interface with the shape, and the shape is what's going to come here. This is kind of like a placeholder. It's going to be this. You're going to send this circle, what is that, class, I mean not class, object, because you did create this. You created and you're using let me see, let's go back. This is your class, right? The blueprint, this is another one, blueprint. And then you're using implement, because you want to say I want to implement this here, the calculate area, but you always have to make sure excuse me, that you're using it, and that's why it's in here, so then which is a little strange. It's like you would think, hey, this is how it's written, it's just the rules. Anyway, so what happens is you do this, right? So now you're gonna print, because this is the function, you're gonna use the shape, the dollar shape, which is the interface, which has that method in it, and you created a object here from that class, another object from that class. Of course, you send them some information because you want, where is it? The class to have that. That's why you have a constructor right here, so you can get that information. Excuse me. And then, and it's the same way with this print command. It's going to use the same idea. And of course, you're going to send with the rectangle thing in. Where are we? The construct. Okay, you're going to be sending this information, dividing, I mean not dividing, multiplying the width and the height. And in this one, you're going to send is the pi. This is how they write it, pi. Asterisk and that. Wait a minute, something not. Did I? Wait a minute. Why is there a duplicate? How did that duplicate get in there? That is the most. Wow. Don't tell me, man. Don't tell me that I'm getting into that old folk dude. Well, I guess you can time it up together. I don't know. It's the most strangest thing ever. Why would I? How did I? Let me see. You would think, I guess you send that information over from here, and you want to times that with that, then timing it with this, so you're double timing it. All right, I guess that's what I was saying. This is strange. I thought, you know how you start typing stuff and you end up like your brain is going so fast that you doesn't keep up, your hand doesn't keep up, and before you know, you're like, wait a minute, how did I ended up doubling the name or letters? I just thought that's what that was. And it probably will take it out anyway, but if I do this, let me see, I'm returning it from before. You know something? We're going to keep it anyway. Because why not? You could kind of multiply this together and that. I could have kept it like this. Nothing but. I would have put that in there real quick. You just do that. Just, yeah, sure. Why not? Why not? Let's see what the results are. That's all I have to say. What was I doing? I was showing you that I can print these things out. Before we start talking about more of the benefits of object-oriented programming, let's give this a shot. Wow. Yeah. Should have put a. Why don't I just do it here? I could just add it to the thing over there, but why don't we do this? I'm going to say. We're going to do it on top. We're going to say echo check circle. How about that? Check circle. And then we're going to put some space. And then we're going to do this. Okay. Then we're going to put here check rectangle. And let's put the, wait a minute, I thought put the, oh yes I did. Alright, what do you think? Easy to, simple, let me see, boom. Let's put this out. Boom. Okay, what happened to the old, what's the area? Okay, so it's just using the area, calculating that, let me see, which is all this huge number. Let me just, See what it looks like. Okay, a little smaller numbers, but since this is 70, it'll probably be 70. 50.70. Then on this one, 5, 6. I don't know. I must be spelling this wrong. Let me see. It's a rectangle. Oh, wait a minute. I wonder. Wait a minute. I spelled this wrong. Boom. There you go. 0. That's a stupid number. How about we put that thing back? Where is it? See what the numbers are. Yeah, same thing. See, we made the numbers bigger, so it doesn't matter. How did I double this? It's just kind of strange. Alright. There you go. You get a 0. What happens when you do the big? Let me see that we do. Let's say we say 6 and 10. Yeah, it's still 0. There's nothing. Well, we try to see the rectangle. With that's it. Something is missing. Why? Oh, okay. We're doing this and that, and this is the most strangest thing ever because we're missing something here. How did I? Let's do height. Why I did not? This is height. How did I not catch that? Okay, that should work. Well, at least something. There you go. For some reason, I completely forgot to type this in. I was typing too fast, and well, there you go. We got it fixed. Hey guys, thank you for helping me out. Now you understand how this whole thing works. Isn't it weird? I would have done it differently, but at least the option is there. You can do this kind of things. And it's good to learn these things because they're going to want to... I was talking to... even though that my friend that I was talking about, they are doing procedure, but there are other people doing the OOP. And he told me that that they do both because some projects, some things the object oriented is better at it. It's better to do it that way. And some things, well, you know, you could do the procedure programming. You know what I mean? So that's why they do both. But for the most part, he told me that in companies and stuff, they want OOP. Let's say when I was doing it with the other company, it was both. But now they say that there are companies that just want people that can do OOP. I mean, it's good that you know how to do the procedure, but they're not going to do much of that. It's just going to be just OOP. That's why it's important to learn these things. So it's important. So the benefits, right, of this OOP is what? What is the benefits? I'm going to put it over here. Or maybe I should have just put that up top. So we'll say, so, yeah, I just write it here. What the hell? No, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll just write it down in here. I'll just put it within the this, you know. So that way I can just do this. I can do multiple. So I would like to say that the benefit, benefit of OOP, sir. Okay, so I'll say we're gonna say for what was the first one we did? Modular, right? It's modular, so modularity. So we're gonna say ODULARIT, and that is like the code is organized. It's just to give you more, you know. I'm pretty sure you will find out once you get more into it. Contain units, okay, alright, that's cool. Yeah, I could just say, which is objects, really, right? And what's the next thing that I mentioned? The reusability. So we can say, let me see, usability. And those are like classes, you know, that can be reused. That's why we write stuff. Like I do a lot of my stuff, like functions and stuff. I make sure I put things that you can use them all the time. And that's a good idea. That's why I gave you guys those template stuff and all these little things, because you can always reuse it. Alright, so in this case, you know, it's different, you know, like the different parts of, and man, I wish I knew how to type real fast, like those people, man. Just never bothered to learn it that many años. I mean, I do quick, but I use just, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4 fingers, maybe. Let me see, classes can be used. Then you can, what is it? You can maintain your stuff, right? So we're gonna say maintain, maintainability. I hope I'm spelling this right. Ability. Did I spell it? Maintainability. All right, this is like changes in one part of the code, or should I say part of code, or part of it? I think part of the code are less likely to affect other parts. So that's why it's a good idea to have this, learn this stuff. And what's the other one? Remember the scalability, right? You can scale the stuff. And what is that? For easier, I should say, easier to add, you know, like new features, expand the application, and of course this is abstraction, right? You know, hides the abstraction. Did I mention that? Well, it hides complex, like the implementation details, and shows only the necessary features, right? So that's what abstraction is. Abstract. Right now we're just looking at, let me see, like simple stuff. You can kind of see everything, but you can make it to a point that when you do these heavy duty stuff, by putting them like this, you know what I mean? It's just a way of, holy moly, did I spell that wrong? That's true. Oh, yes, I did. See what I mean? I do this all the time. Like type in the extra, and it goes like really fast. I'm gonna say it's like to hide. Say to hide complex implementation. See, I can go fast real quick, and then I have to stop for a second so I can details. My fingers hurt. Details and you know, details and shows only, of course, the necessary features, because they can get complex. I'm telling you right now. You've seen the stuff we used to. All right, I think that's about it. Should I put this like this? So by understanding these core concepts, you can effectively explain how OOP works in PHP to other people. I hope that this little bit, I mean, it's simple stuff, but like this one was real simple. Then I added more to it. Then I added this, and then we got this interface. Well, we had it before, but then this is using that, and then now you got this, and then you got good. But it's kind of basically the same thing if you really look at it. And of course, you create this, and then this is the important one here. So you're going to print this. You know, where is it? Oh yeah, this is the print. It's going to use the dollar shape. This means that we're going to be using the interface shape, which will use the calculate area. Where are we? And then this dollar shape will be just the name, the placeholder, like I always say, which is this here. So it's like you have created an object, right? And then now this object is going to use this, and because wait a minute, I don't remember creating an object, I don't see it here. Yeah, but by doing this here, you're saying, oh, this is the shape, we're going to be using this. So basically, it kind of creates an object for you, like this. I say placeholder, but an object, because you're using this, which is going to use a function, a method, excuse me, which is this here, both times. It tangles up a little bit there, but at least if you get to understand this stuff, you'll say, oh wow, okay, I see. You can do more complicated, but I think I got all of it. Anything that I can remember. If I remember anything else that's weird, I'll let you know. There is a couple of things I did wanted to show. Like, for instance, like right here. Let me see. I'm not going to show you right now, but when you do, let me see, I'm going to put it over here. When you do stuff like this, you can also do this. Like, whatever the thing, let's say a name. You say, well, how could it be? When you do properties, you take this out. Yeah, but what this is actually a variable, like right here, that you gave some kind of value. You know, like there's a value, any type of value. And now, if you wanted to print this out like that, it tells you what the, see, you could give a variable a value. Kind of like, let's see, let's put a dollar sign here. Like this, and then of course over here, the dollar value will be this, and then you're calling it like that. I mean, it's a weird stuff. I'm going to show you that on the next video, I think. Yeah, on the next video. Anyway, we reach the end of this video. what was it? Video 90. We're gonna say 90B because I don't want to confuse the. So if you ever see my videos, it says, oh, 90, video 90, do that one, and then go to 90B so you can get the rest of the stuff. Continuing. Remember, because I had a particle walk the door. He was looking at me like, if you don't take me now, I'm going to do it up right here. Oh, man. Okay, I saved it for you. Anyway, I'm going to put this in the description below. I'm going to show you. We're going to show you. What can we show you next time? In the next video, because like I mentioned before, I wanted to see if I could do you. This is like more like a. It is an advanced simple thing. I just want to do more like a more simple situation where you we're gonna use the animal thing. We're gonna use I think from the did we do favorite food and stuff like that before from the animal? Yeah, we did, didn't we? So we're gonna have that. We're gonna have the same type of thing, but we're gonna. I wanted to show you how you can. Remember, I told you that when you let's go back up there real quick. I know I'm not going to make this a long thing. Let's see. Remember how you can make this a private and only the class, only the what is it? From here on out. Somewhere in here, it could use that private stuff. Get it? But you can't do it from the outside. Like you can't create and use a private right away. You need something. You need something called getter and a setter, which I'm going to show you that. Not the magic get, the magic set, but you can create a method that calls that private. See how that works? That calls that private, and you can see that private from the outside. Anyway, I'll show you that on the next one. It's got a, and I think on the next one we might have to. I'm gonna write it up because I think I did. Just have to continue. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna comment out some few things, and then as we go, I'll comment something out, then I comment back, so we can do. So I have to type all this all the time constantly because I know it took a lot, and I know you're sitting there going, man, hurry up. But you understand. Hopefully you understand. If you do understand, please give me a like. Help me out. Put a comment. See if you need more explanation, or if you dig it, please tell me. I want to make my channel grow, and I definitely want to improve. Okay, so we reached the bottom, and hey, a good night.